We look at life and think we're out here fighting battles with the world, pushing against everyone else, trying to make it to the top. But the truth is, the real battle is right here. It's a fight between you and yourself. It's that moment you look in the mirror and ask, am I doing everything I can, or am I just getting by? That's where the challenge lies, because the hardest person to face down is often yourself. You have a choice every single day to push forward, to grow, to rise above who you were yesterday. It's not about comparing yourself to anyone else or caring what anyone else thinks. It's about facing off with that voice inside you, the one that tells you it's okay to stay comfortable. To play at safe comfort is deceptive, because if you listen to it too long, you might look up one day and realize that's all you've got. And comfort won't carry you where you need to go. It's easy to make excuses, to say maybe tomorrow, but each time you let yourself off the hook, you lose a little momentum, a little strength. And one day you'll need that strength, you'll need that fire. So why wait? Why not start now? This isn't about beating anyone else, it's about conquering the part of you that wants to take it easy. Real growth, real success, that's when you can look at yourself and say, I gave it everything. Look, everyone feels fear, everyone has doubts, but those who push past them, who face that inner voice and challenge it, those are the ones who achieve. You're not out here to meet someone else's expectations, you're here to prove to yourself what you're made of. You've got to be relentless, because nobody else can live this life for you, nobody else can walk this path. So today, the choice is yours. You can settle or you can rise. Don't let that inner voice win. Don't let comfort steal your dreams. Stand up, face yourself, and make the decision that today you're going to be better than you were yesterday. Because it's you against you. And if you're ready to give it everything, you're already halfway there. The biggest battle isn't what you face out there, it's what you're dealing with inside. People think life is about going toe-to-toe with obstacles, competing with others, proving yourself to the world. But the truth is, the real struggle is with the limits you place on yourself. Every day there's a little voice that whispers, stay where you are, it's safe here, but safety doesn't bring growth and comfort doesn't create greatness. The real fight is with your own hesitation, your own fears, your own excuses. You see, when you go after what you want in life, you're not just fighting the circumstances, you're challenging every belief you've ever had about who you are and what you can do. It's about breaking through that wall of self-doubt, of second guessing, of thinking you're not ready, not worthy. Because here's the truth, those limits, they don't really exist anywhere but in your mind. You're capable of more than you realize, but you have to be willing to face off with those barriers inside yourself. It's not enough to want success, you've got to demand it from yourself. So when you step into that ring, when it's you against you, remember that the greatest opponent you'll ever face is the one you create. Growth isn't about staying in the same place, doing the same thing, feeling comfortable day in and day out. Growth is uncomfortable. It's messy. It stretches you and sometimes breaks you down so you can build back stronger. Real change happens when you go beyond what you already know, when you push into new territory. But here's the thing, nobody's going to push you there but you. Every day you get to decide if you'll keep playing it safe or if you'll reach out for something bigger. And that's not easy, because the moment you step out, the fear, the doubt, they start talking. They'll tell you to stop, to turn back, to settle for what you've already got. But if you listen to that, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. The real strength, the kind that lasts, is built by moving through the discomfort, by choosing the harder path, by saying yes to the growth, even when it feels like too much. When you take a step beyond your comfort zone, you're setting a new standard for yourself. You're saying, I'm ready for more, because the truth is, your potential doesn't live where it's easy, it lives where it's hard, where it's unknown. And every time you stretch, every time you push past the limits of who you are right now, you're building the person you were always meant to become. Growth doesn't happen by staying the same. It happens when you dare to go further than you ever have before. Doubt is like a shadow that follows you no matter how fast you run. It's quiet, subtle, but it's always there, whispering in your ear, telling you that maybe you're not enough, that maybe you're aiming too high. And the thing about doubt, it feels real. It's persuasive. But here's the truth, doubt is a liar. Doubt has one job: to keep you small, to keep you from even trying, because as long as you don't try, you can't fail. But that's not living, and it sure isn't winning. Conquering doubt isn't about getting rid of it. It's about facing it, staring it down, and moving forward in spite of it. See, everyone feels that uncertainty, that hesitation, especially when they're reaching for something big. But the ones who make it, the ones who turn dreams into reality, are the ones who refuse to let doubt control them. They know that doubt is just fear dressed up in disguise, trying to convince you that safety is better than risk. But without risk, there's no reward. Without challenge, there's no change. When you feel that doubt creeping in, that's your signal that you're on the edge of something important. That's the moment where you can either let it hold you back or use it to fuel you forward. You've got to make a choice, let doubt win, or step up and prove it wrong. Because every time you push past it, every time you say, I'm going anyway, you're building strength, resilience, and confidence. You're teaching yourself that you are stronger than your fears, bigger than your doubts. And one day when you look back, you'll see that doubt wasn't the truth, it was just the test. And you passed. That voice that tells you to stay safe, it's the same voice that keeps you from what's possible. It sounds like reason, like wisdom, whispering that if you just stay right where you are, you'll avoid pain, avoid failure. But here's what it doesn't tell you: staying safe, playing small. That's what will cost you the most. That little voice wants to protect you from discomfort, but all it's doing is protecting you from the life you were meant to live. Growth, success, purpose, they don't come to those who hide from challenges. They come to those who step out, who take risks, who understand that discomfort is part of the journey. That voice telling you to be cautious, to play it cool, that voice isn't leading you toward greatness. It's leading you toward a version of yourself that's only halfway alive. Every time you hear that voice, remember this, it's a test. It's asking, how much do you really want it? Because if you let that voice of safety run your life, you'll stay exactly where you are. You'll be comfortable, sure, but you'll also be empty. You'll know deep down that you never gave it everything, that you let fear be the boss. So when that voice shows up, don't listen to it. Use it as a reminder that you're about to do something important, something that matters. That's the moment you push forward. That's when you step out of safety and into strength, into courage. Because in the end, comfort won't get you where you want to go. Only courage will. Only stepping out, challenging yourself, taking risks only that will take you to the life you're meant to live. Winning isn't about the big moments, the highlights, or the spotlight. Winning is built on the daily grind, on the battles nobody else sees. It's not glamorous and it's not easy. It's the constant decision to get back up, to keep pushing even when nobody's watching, when no one's cheering you on. Winning is saying yes to hard work, to discipline, to doing the things you don't want to do because you know that's what it takes to reach what you want. Every day you're faced with choices, small choices, but they add up. Do you take the easy way, the shortcut, or do you put in the work? Do you listen to that voice that says, take it easy, or do you push through and give it your all? Real winners don't listen to the excuses, the doubts, the distractions. They put their heads down and go to work, knowing that consistency beats talent, that commitment outlasts luck. You see, anyone can work hard when they feel motivated, when the energy's high. But real growth happens when you work even when you don't feel like it. It's about making that commitment to yourself, that promise that you're going to show up every single day, no matter what. And sometimes that means facing the voice in your head that says, why don't you quit? Nobody would even know, but deep down you would know. You know you let yourself down. And that's the thing, you're not competing against anyone else, you're competing against who you were yesterday, against every excuse that tries to hold you back. When you find yourself in those moments, when the doubts come creeping in, that's when you decide what kind of person you are. Are you going to settle, or are you going to keep pushing, keep grinding until you become the person you were meant to be? Because winning, true winning, isn't a one-time thing. It's a habit. It's a way of life. And it all starts with showing up and doing the work day in and day out, no matter how you feel. Life isn't waiting around for you to feel ready, for the timing to be perfect, or for conditions to fall into place. It moves forward, with or without you. And every day that goes by, every moment you hold back, that's time you won't get back. Your greatest opponent isn't someone else out there trying to take what's yours. It's hesitation, that small delay in taking action and making a choice. That hesitation, it'll rob you blind if you let it. We get caught up thinking that there'll be a better moment, a more ideal situation, that maybe tomorrow is the day. But tomorrow isn't promised, and all that waiting does is breed regret. Life doesn't pause for you to make up your mind, to find courage to get ready. It's happening now in real time. And hesitation is the slow killer of dreams. It convinces you to hold back, to play it safe, while opportunity slips through your fingers. Don't let that happen. Every second you wait, someone else is out there making moves, putting in the work, getting closer to what you want. Hesitation is the difference between those who succeed and those who sit on the sidelines wondering what could have been. If you let it, hesitation will talk you out of your own potential, making you think that staying safe, staying put, is somehow better. But playing it safe only keeps you small, keeps you from stepping into the life you're meant to lead. So when you feel that urge to hold back, remember this hesitation is a thief. It steals time, confidence, and momentum. It tells you that you're not ready, that you need more information, more time. But deep down, you already know what you need to do. Life is short, and the clock is ticking. Make the decision to act, to move forward, even if it's one step at a time. Break the habit of waiting, of wondering, of hesitating. Because hesitation isn't your friend, it's the barrier between you and your best life. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build piece by piece through every struggle, every setback, and every moment you could have quit but didn't. It's forged in the fire of experience in the days when everything feels like it's against you. But you know what? That's exactly when resilience is being made, when you're down, when you're tired, and every part of you wants to give up, but you decide to keep going anyway. See, resilience doesn't come from success, it comes from overcoming failure. Every challenge you face is a chance to build that inner strength, to add another layer to your armor. It's easy to feel strong when things are going your way, but true resilience is built when you stand tall, even in the middle of a storm. It's when you dig deep, when you find that extra ounce of strength you didn't even know you had, and use it to push forward. The world's going to throw things at you: rejection, disappointment, defeat, but each time you have a choice to let it break you or to let it make you stronger. And with every challenge, you're learning how to rise again, how to hold steady when everything around you shakes. That's resilience, the quiet, unshakable belief that no matter what comes your way, you'll find a way through. So don't avoid the struggles. Don't wish for an easy path. Embrace the difficult times, because they're shaping you into someone who can handle whatever life throws next. Resilience isn't a gift, it's a reward earned through the willingness to stand up time and time again, no matter how many times you fall. When you come out on the other side, you'll look back and realize those hard times didn't break you, they built you. And that's when you'll know you can face anything, because resilience is yours and it's here to stay. Fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to be your master. We all feel it, but the difference between those who thrive and those who don't is how we respond to that fear. It's easy to let fear take the wheel, to let it dictate your choices and hold you back from pursuing what you truly want. But you have to remember, fear is just a feeling, not a fact. It's not a prophecy of failure, it's an invitation to grow. Every time you face fear head on, you take back your power. You start to understand that fear often stems from the unknown, from stepping outside your comfort zone. And that's where growth happens. When you confront those fears, when you look them in the eye and say, I'm going to do it anyway. That's where real strength is born. Fear doesn't disappear, it transforms. It becomes a challenge, a stepping stone on your path to greatness. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down into the abyss. That fear you feel. It's the same feeling you get when you're about to take a leap into something new, something that could change your life. But here's the catch, it's the leap that makes you stronger. It's the willingness to jump into uncertainty, to embrace the risk. And when you land on the other side, you realize that fear is just a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. You have the power to redefine fear. Instead of seeing it as a threat, see it as a signal that you're on the verge of something great. Every time you choose courage over fear, you're training yourself to be more resilient, more capable. You're telling yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. And that's the kind of confidence that no one can take away from you. So when fear knocks at your door, invite it in, have a conversation with it. Acknowledge it, but don't let it decide your fate. Fear can be a great teacher if you allow it to guide you rather than hinder you. Use it to fuel your fire, to propel you into action. Because on the other side of fear lies freedom, and that's where your true potential awaits. Embrace that journey, face those fears, and watch how you transform into the person you were always meant to be. You've got to understand that your past doesn't define your future. We all have a story, a history filled with triumphs and failures, but what matters most is how you choose to write the next chapter. It's so easy to get stuck in the narrative of what has been, to let mistakes and setbacks anchor you in place, but you've got to break free from that. You've got to let go of the idea that because something happened before, it has to dictate what happens next. Your past is just that past. It's a collection of lessons, some painful, some uplifting, but all valuable. Every mistake you've made, every hardship you face, it's all part of your journey. You wouldn't be who you are today without those experiences, but here's the catch: you don't have to stay tied to them. You have the power to rewrite your story, to redefine what's possible for you moving forward. Think about it, the most successful people in the world didn't get there without facing adversity. They faced challenges that could have easily made them give up. But instead of allowing their past to limit them, they used it as a stepping stone. They took those experiences and transformed them into fuel for their fire. They understood that every setback was just a setup for a comeback. So when you look back at your past, don't dwell on the failures, celebrate the growth that came from them. You've got to learn to see yourself as the author of your life. You hold the pen, and every day is a blank page. Write your story with intention. Don't let fear of what happened before stop you from dreaming big or from going after what you want. Every new day is an opportunity to create a new path, to take new risks, to rise above. The key is to believe in your ability to change, to evolve, to grow. Your past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. Embrace it, learn from it, but don't let it hold you back. The only limitations that exist are the ones you place on yourself. So break those chains, step forward with confidence, and know that the best is yet to come. You're not just moving on, you're moving up, and the journey ahead is yours for the taking.